Today I am sharing with you on Homeschool Monday a video about our homeschool cards and how we kind of use it. So the homeschool card that we use is kind of a bit of our morning basket, and also a place that I put some other things that we use throughout the day as well. We kind of have a smaller space where we're homeschooling. Maybe more on that in the future, but for right now, I'm going to go ahead and explain to you guys how we use the homeschool card. So first of all, we do not do all of this every single day. We loop things so that it makes things easier. So for instance, one of the things we put in the morning basket or the morning cart, however you want to look at it, is science. So we have a science study and we do one lesson each week. And so for the older kids, and honestly, I think I'm going to do this with pretty much everybody, and I will not care so much about getting all the other little science things done if we just focus on this as a family as a whole. Even though it's technically for my 6th grader, it's what he's supposed to be learning this year. He is doing the Book of Birds. So we're going to learn about birds this year, and I think that everybody will enjoy it, not just him. So that is the idea. So that is something we do once a week, okay? So that's in the morning basket, or even I kind of sometimes separate and do a couple things before we start school, or when we start our main subjects, and then sometimes I even do maybe a little bit at lunchtime when they're eating their lunch. And so I don't always do all of it at the beginning of the day. So another thing that I put in the cart is all the teacher's manuals for different subjects. So that if I need to look for a certain teacher's manual so that I can teach that subject, that lesson, then it's already there. We have our main thing that we start our school day with, which is our Bible. And we use, for our curriculum, we use the Golden Children's Bible, which is really, really good and very close to the original. I believe it's the King James version of the Bible. And also we have this, which is Christian Studies 2, and it really helps you with like the vocabulary. It gives you an overview as the teacher before you read the story to the child, so that really helps you a lot. And then also it has comprehension questions, discussion, some enrichment stuff like finding things on the maps and stuff like that. So that's really helpful. I really like this. And then we also do like catechism questions and songs sometimes. So if you've ever heard of, this is just a printout of the Songs for Saplings, which is catechism questions to songs. So there's questions and then the answers are Bible verses. So it's really helpful. It's just it's a lot of questions that kids ask anyways. So it helps them to know that. And so that's how we do our Bible time each morning. Of course, they get Bible time during church, Sunday school, and then our church actually has a Wednesday family night too. So, and at co-op as well. So we get plenty of Bible time throughout the whole week. But that's how we always start our day. And we always start with the little kids. We do this. It's a Bible verse for each letter of the alphabet. So it's my ABC of Bible verses. And so it's a letter, it's just like that. So you would do, if we're working on the letter A that week, we would do the verse for A, and they'll memorize that. So I just kind of work I say it with them every day. So hopefully they'll memorize it for that week. And that is how we do that for them. Let's see, I'm trying to think. Other things we have are Geography 1. We're doing that this year. So that's one lesson each week. So like I said, we loop around. We have Famous Men of Rome. So we do that once a week for my older boys. They're going to learn that. And then for my little kids, the read aloud books that we do each week. So each week I'll put those books into the cart so that I have them. We're doing, the first week we're doing Johnny Appleseed, and then we have some science type books on apples. So I'll still read those But I may not do, like I said, the other science stuff that we have, like this book and that book too, because they're already getting a lot of science. And I'm trying to simplify this year since we have some things going on. So that is the plan. That's something that we have in there. I have my teacher's manuals in there as well, so that if I need to figure out, oh, what lesson are we working on today? I can't even remember, and maybe they've lost their paper or something, I can figure out which lesson I need to reprint or something like that. So we have that, and then some other things that we have in here for our morning time or our basket is our timeline, because it has a little bit about each time in history that you're going to add to your timeline. This is worked on, I think, 3rd, 4th, 5th, maybe, a history timeline. We might just use it all the way through, but I'm not quite sure. So anyways, we have this, and that helps us to put together our timeline that we're kind of building on as well. And then we also have music enrichment. So each week we listen to one classical music piece, and then in here it talks about that composer and a little kind of history on it, and then maybe even some comprehension questions for you to kind of discuss it a little bit. So there's that. And then another thing that we use in here is our poetry. So we do poetry once a week as well. So for the older kids, this is their poetry book. And then for the younger kids, we have Animals, and a child's book of poems. So I kind of have all that stuff just together, and I kind of want to reorganize it a little bit. So I'm probably going to do that after I finish sharing this guide with you guys. But so that all the teacher's manuals are in one spot in the cart, and all of the things that we use, our subjects that we kind of loop around, are in one spot. So we have that. Another thing that my oldest is supposed to be doing is a thankfulness journal, and I really love this. This is part of the Simply Classical for Memorial Press. So if you're new here, I use Memorial Press. I have for 7 years of homeschooling. It's very rigorous. So like I said, I'm simplifying it this year, but Simply Classical is part of that for students that have ADHD or special needs, or just dyslexia, or different things like that need to work at a slower pace with lots of repetition. So right here it just says, "Dear God, thank you for the blessings of this day," and then they would list 5 blessings and sign it. And so that is really a nice way to start your day, or end your day, I guess, with thankfulness. And I think that's a good thing to add into your morning cart as well. The other things that we have are these flashcards that we use for our recitation and kind of memorization stuff. One of them for the little kids is the ABC flashcards, and we have our art selections in here, so we can look at each one. And then it has the artist and things on the back. Some other cards that I have on here are the our states and capitals. So we did states and capitals last year. We went over them. They're going to go over them again in co-op this year. I really feel like they need some repetition with this. And so I think we're going to go through our flashcards and memorize the states and capitals, and also go on to geography one as well. So I think that will be, I think we can do both of those things since they've already technically gone through the class for that. I also have books of the Bible in here. This one is really nice because each one has a little bit of information about that book of the Bible on the back. So if you're learning books of the Bible, I really like these flashcards that someone actually gave us. So that is everything that we have up the top of the cart. In the middle section, we have the books that each child is reading for their grade that they're going to start with. So my 4th grader is going to be reading the Cricket in Times Square first, and so we have that. My 6th grader is going to be finishing up The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and my 2nd grader is going to be starting Prairie School. And then we also have the teacher's guides in that section of the cart. So in here, that has That's their vocabulary, their comprehension questions, their discussion questions, and enrichment if we have time for that as well. So that is everything for that. I honestly feel like the literature thing has been, those literature guides have been extremely helpful for them. I do not want to cut that out or simplify that in any way. We try to, some of my kids can't do a lot of writing, so we don't do a ton of writing with that because they do their writing elsewhere. But I think this year we're actually going to start, for those kids that are having difficulties, I think they're ready to start working on maybe doing one good sentence with it or things like that. So I think we can handle that. And we'll just kind of start adding more and more sentences if we can so that they get more practice. So that is everything we have at the top of the cart. In the bottom of the cart, I have math manipulatives. This bag is huge. I probably could pare it down. But a good thing to do in your like morning time is to give everybody kind of like some coins and for you guys to figure out how much that is all together, you know. So here's some money and figure out how much it is all together to total. So it kind of helps everybody work on that. You might do math flashcards and work on your math facts, or you might do that right before you do your math lesson. I don't know. Also down here I have our pencil sharpener and our DVD player for our Latin lessons and our CD player for some history audiobooks and also for the Latin pronunciation CD as well. So that is everything that I have in my cart. I'm going to do a quick little showdown of the cart for you once I get everything back in there and just kind of show you how it looks. Be sure to stick around if you want to see our large family grocery haul on Friday and more homeschool content. Be sure to subscribe and give this video a like if you enjoyed it and if it was helpful to you. Tell me in the comments things that you like to put in your homeschool cart or in your morning basket as well, so that everybody can share some ideas with each other. And I will talk to you guys again soon.